one. Now, how about a hallelujah? Yeah! Let's go, baby. It's time for liftoff. Let's go. Come on. Lots to do today. All aboard.
3,
Two. Come on. 1. You know, come on.
0. Ignition.
Oh, my goodness. Let's go. Let's get this thing off the ground. Ya estamos con expresiones. Get it off the ground. Que arranque. Here we go. Hold on, folks.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio.
Yes. Vaughn Radio. Let's go. Come on. Show with no name. Show with no name. Show with no name. Yes. Welcome one, welcome all. It is a blessing, una bendición. A blessing that we can all be here together, having fun. And to those of you who can't be with us live, especially somebody who wrote to me with a birthday greeting, I won't say any names, who can't catch the show live because she's got to go to the hospital in the mornings. Sending you lots of love. You know who you are. So, folks, whether you can tune in live or whether you tune in later via podcast, the important thing is that you get the good vibes that we're sending your way. Those magical vibes that you can only get from Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to download the free app and you can listen to all our amazing programs. I can assure you this is just one of many informative, exciting, interactive programs here on Vaughn Radio. And the best thing, folks, it's free. You've got 24-hour English lessons. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can learn English here with us at Vaughn Radio, with my friends and me here, folks. This is Vaughn Radio. And don't forget, we've got free stuff. We've also got a lot of stuff that's worth checking out as well, such as our masters.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
Yeah, that's right. It's our master's program. And if you want to master, como va el nombre, dominar, if you want to master the language, there's no better way. Now, if you're really your goal is to get over that barrier, that barrier where you freeze up, you really don't have the confidence to express yourself yet, well, then what you're looking for is Vaughn Town and Weekend Town. Two amazing initiatives where you don't have to leave Spain and you are immersed in English. It is, I remember when I went for my job interview at Vaughan. We were located at Eduardo Dato 3. In English, sabes que el número va adelante. 3 Eduardo Dato Street. And I remember going in and I met Fitz that day. Fitz, the host of No Excuses, right before this show, and a great friend of mine. And I was right that day, even though, he was playing the role that he has to play. He has to be selective. He has to rule out, descartar, candidates that are possibly weak, right? Débiles. He didn't rule me out, thankfully, because I wouldn't be here talking to you right now if Fitz hadn't bet on me. Si no hubiese apostado por mí. If Fitz hadn't bet on me, I wouldn't even be here. And I remember, getting back to the story, I was going up the stairs because it was on a first floor, not the ground floor. Planta baja is the ground floor. And before I even met Fitz, well, I started seeing all these newspaper articles that were framed, encuadrados. And it was a very young Richard Vaughan. And articles about, how he had this crazy idea to start a town, an English-speaking town in the middle of Spain. And I just remember looking at the articles in awe, in asombro. And I thought to myself, because remember, they're interviewing you, but you're interviewing them too. You're seeing, is this the kind of company I want to work for? Is this the vibe I like too? Is this the salary I'm looking, all that kind of stuff. And I remember thinking at that moment, I'm like, wow, if this company has a radio station, if this company has a town where you can go be immersed in English without having to leave the peninsula, wow, they are definitely innovators. And that day, before I even was accepted by Vaughan, I decided this is a company I want to work for. And look at that. More than 20 years later. Yeah, because I've been on the radio. Well, I've been with the company for, I would say 20 years. 20 years, folks. That's a long time, and I feel really, really old. But I still stand behind all of our teachers, all of our initiatives, whether you're looking for courses like the Masters or things like the Vaughan Town or Weekend Town, or you're looking for materials for self-study that you can get at vaughantienda.com. Vaughan Tienda. I said that very giddy. Vaughan Tienda. Vaughan Tienda. Well, sometimes I don't know what language I'm speaking in. It's natural. Anybody who's bilingual or trilingual will tell you. Sometimes your brain is spaghetti. It's mush. All right. So what was I getting at? Oh, right. Also, Vaughan Tienda. Why? I think this is the last day I can tell you about it because next Monday, the deal is done. So if you are thinking about signing up for our online course, do it now. There's a 70% discount. That means there are 3 levels, so you only get 1 level. You have to decide what level, or get all 3. At that price, it's worth it. Think about it, 70% discount. It'll last all year. It's a year-long course. And, I mean, if you break it down, si lo desglosas, it's pennies. Even if you get all 3, it's 90 euros. And 90 euros for 3 English courses, 3 yearly, like that last a year? I don't know. Find me a better deal. Send it to me. I mean, I'm not even in the marketing department, but seriously, or I don't decide the prices and the special deals and that or anything like that. But wow, when I saw it, I said, we are practically giving it away. Es una frase muy de marketing, right? Muy de business. And speaking of business, we're going to talk business in today's Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop, 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 pop. Pop Quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. All right, folks. All right. Well, in today's pop quiz, we are dealing with people who mean business. Significan negocios. What? What are we? Significan negocios. No, que van en serio. So the expression, I know we've looked at it here on the show. Do you mean business? Well, then check out Business English. We're going to check out a little excerpt right now. And as always, I'll have a mission or two for you. So listen carefully and stay tuned.
Finance and investing. List 1.
¿Confías en tu asesor?
Do you trust your advisor?
No tengo licencia para operar.
I'm not licensed to trade.
¿Cuál es el precio de apertura?
What's the opening price?
Mi hermana opera por Internet.
My sister trades online.
Ella paga comisiones muy bajas.
She pays very low commissions.
¿Qué ratios son más importantes?
Which ratios are most important?
Los mercados estaban recuperándose por la mañana.
The markets were rallying in the morning.
El IBEX 35 ha subido un 18% este año.
The IBEX 35 has risen 18% this year.
¿Qué haces con tus dividendos?
What do you do with your dividends?
Tengo un plan de reinversión de dividendos.
I have a dividend reinvestment plan.
La capitalización del mercado es de más de 2.000 millones de euros.
Their market capitalization is more than 2 billion euros.
Tendrás que votar por poderes.
You'll have to vote by proxy.
Ojalá estuviera en el Consejo de Administración.
I wish I were on the board of directors.
Cotizan en la Bolsa de Nueva York.
They're listed on the New York Stock Exchange.
Antiguamente cotizaban en la Bolsa de Londres.
They used to be listed on the London Stock Exchange.
Enséñame el estado de flujos de caja.
Show me the statement of cash flows.
Todos los índices están en números rojos.
All the indices are in the red.
Ya han emitido acciones 3 veces.
They've already issued shares 3 times.
Tendremos que esperar a la memoria anual.
We'll have to wait for the annual report.
Échale un ojo al balance de situación.
Take a look at the balance sheet.
Sus activos fijos valen un montón.
Their fixed assets are worth a lot.
¿Qué me dices de los activos intangibles?
What about the intangible assets?
¿Ves una tendencia?
Do you see a trend?
John opera con futuros.
John trades futures contracts.
Trabaja en el parqué de operaciones.
He works on the trading floor.
¿Quieres estar al tanto de todas nuestras promociones en la Vaughan Esfera? Well, now you can be in the loop. Puedes estar al tanto. Puedes enterarte de ofertas, novedades y eventos. Y mucho más. Puedes encontrar todo eso en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Eso es, en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Ahí tendrás toda la información de última hora. Guárdalo como favorito. grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. And stay in the loop.
Stay in the loop and take advantage of this special deal right now on our online course. All the information is over at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. You can also find the information by following us on social media. All right, let's see what we've got. By the way, that was from the Business Bible, as I call it. I always tell Kyle Miller he should rename it to the Business Bible because it really is a comprehensive book. It gives you everything you need to know, from getting a job to everything, even keeping a job. Kyle's got it all figured out here. And how do I know that? Because Kyle Miller has an MBA, a Master's in Business Administration. And so Kyle knows about marketing, finance, accounting, contabilidad. He knows a lot more about all this corporate stuff than I do, to be honest. And so it's really divided into three parts. You've got getting the job. That's important, right? You want to do business, you got to be in it to win it, como decimos. We're going to look at some really cool idiomatic expressions that are always used in business today. I think the top 10, though maybe we'll do 15. We'll see how many come out. But the ones I think you need to know, because they're almost cliche. They're used so much in business. And Kyle's got them in the book, and we'll take a look. We'll highlight some of them here on the show. So number one, getting the job. Then doing business. That means keeping the job, right? If you don't do good business, I'm sorry, you might have a nice personality, but that'll only get you so far. You've got to be effective, right? In any company, they're thinking about lo más importante, el balance. And that's one of the words we're going to look at today, by the way, no? El balance, really, really, it's used a lot in business. Y ahora lo vemos. And then the third part, advanced business topics. So this is where you get more into economics, you get into IPOs. What does IPO stand for, Alberto? Oh, good question. See, I know a little bit, not too much. If I know it, it's not too much. An IPO is an initial public offering. Es cuando una acción, una empresa va a la bolsa. Initial, public offering, oferta al público. Okay, sale por este precio. Who's in? All right, and that stuff, as I said, that's even more advanced. But again, just depending on where you are, or you might need to look at something that's human resources related. It's all in Kyle's book, Business English, tu guía para conseguir trabajo y triunfar en los negocios en inglés. I really think the best way to sum this up is, if you mean business, then this is your book. Si vas en serio. All right, let's look at some business idioms that are used all the time, at least in English. The first one, it's one I know in Spanish, so you should know it in English. Estoy entre la espada y la pared. Okay, it means you're in a difficult situation where, te doy otra forma de decirlo, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. O sea, jodido, damned es maldito, maldicho? I don't know. Right? You're damned if you do, o sea, si hago esto, estos van a estar mal. Right? It's a tough situation to be in because you can't please anyone. You can't make anyone happy in that situation. And that's where I just say, fuck it. Que le den a todo. Hey, sometimes you got to say, fuck it. This is real English. If you want real English, you came to the right place. Okay, so give it to us in context. There are a couple ways to say it, by the way. Let's see. I know we'll get a lot of different creative ways to say it. So you're in a difficult place. If you turn one way, you've got this. You turn the other way, you're like, what can I do here? How can I, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Apúntate esa. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The next one, I almost said it in English para que veas lo importante que es cuando hablemos de negocios, es la conclusión, el balance, okay? In business, it means the profits and the loss. Okay, pues, okay, te lo doy en contexto. Resta los gastos de la compañía de sus ingresos y obtendrás un balance. Another example, la conclusión, aquí es la conclusión, es que ya no puedes llegar tarde al trabajo. Okay, used all the time. Oh, and by the way, it's also a comedy club in New York City. Tiene este doble sentido. I think so. Espera, me suena que es. Maybe it's in LA. I don't want to. Comedy. Let's see. Yeah, it's a situation. I don't know. All right. Well, either way, in Spanish, you would say la conclusión, el balance final, el resultado, right? Si lo ves en blanco y negro. And the last one is a one, unfortunately, it's pretty popular these days, and it's recortar. Acortar, ¿no? Si es tiempo, cortar, dinero. It's a way to save money, okay? You can also say estrechar, right? It's to make money go even further, right? And I think everybody's looking to do that, not only at companies, but in your home budget, tu presupuesto, right? Where we all know what's going on at the supermarket, right? They're robbing us, right? Okay, thanks to all the supermarkets out there. Great job, guys. Great job. All right, let's see who's with us here in our group. But you've got 3 different idiomatic expressions, all related to business and all extremely common. Number 1, estoy entre la espada y la pared. Number 2, el balance, ¿cómo era la otra forma de decirlo? El balance, la conclusión, ¿ok? La conclusión, el meollo, lo que nos llevamos. And the last one is hacer recortes. Really popular one these days, sadly. But hey, when times are tough, you have to see where you can... Y no lo voy a decir. Hey, mira, lo puedes usar ahí. Como hay hiperinflación, which, oh my God, it's not hiper, it's mega hiper uber. Come on, guys, enough. Enough is enough. I understand taxing luxury items. Te compras un Mercedes, well, maybe there's a nice tax on it because you've got some money. But tomatoes, eggs, bread, fuck off. Fuck off. Seriously. All right, let me get back. Hey, I'm laughing, but a part of me is like, no, that's not how we play. That's not how you do it, okay? All right, Elena. Elena says, good morning, classmates and double A. Finally, TGIF. That's right, the day you've been waiting for. She says, we're driven, so let's get this done. Let's make it happen. What's up, Elena? Great to have you with us. And thank you so much for your birthday greeting. Guys, today's the last day. If you want to send me a birthday greeting, this is the last day. You can send it to me to aalonso@grupovon.com. aalonso@grupovon.com. And thank you to all of you who have already sent me birthday greetings. Elena, Laura. Hello, Laura. She says, good morning, lovely show with no-namers. We have to be grateful to Fitz, then, for having such a good eye. Oh, there's nobody like Fitz. That's why he is the filter, the Vaughn filter. Also, we got Chris Valrol. What a great crew. Guys, we are going to have a blast today. But after this quick commercial break, I can't believe it. Well, we're going to look at a lot of business idioms when we come back. We'll also take a look at your pop quiz answers, which are also business idioms. We've got spelling bee. We've got homophones, double trouble, name that lyric, name that movie, famous birthdays, and so much more. We're going to learn English with music, with a little humor, and a little pizzazz. A little pizzazz. I know we've looked at this word. Usa esta la próxima vez en tu clase de inglés. It's pizza. Es la palabra Pizza con dos zetas de más al final. Pizzazz, energía, vigor, chispa, vitalidad. Yeah, that sounds about right. Folks, we'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. It's the show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. And don't forget to catch our other amazing programs. I already said fits and no excuses. Don't forget, if you want to learn real English, you can learn it with Rob Grams on the Pro Bow Show as well. Start your day with pizzazz, con punch, con energía. After this show, you've got the one and only Jimena Holiday and Test Your English. What a great, great person, an amazing teacher, and a wonderful content creator. The whole Disney Vaughn collection, thanks to Jimena, Carmen, also Claudia, Quique, all our friends in the editorial department who make all the amazing materials you'll find over at VaughnTienda.com. Just think about that. When you open up a Vaughn material, there's a piece of Kyle in there, there's a big piece of Jimena in there, a little piece of me in there, a little piece of Richard. That's what you get. Well, they all come with audio, as you know, so you don't only get a piece of us, but you also get to learn English with our voice on the audios. All right, folks, speaking of listening to audios, I think it's time for the Say What soundbite. Yeah.
Say what?
Hands up. Hands up, hands up. Yes, come on. Say what soundbite. All right, folks, this is one of my favorite foul-mouthed celebrities. What does that mean, foul-mouthed? His favorite words are four-letter words. ¿Sabéis eso? Four-letter words es una forma de decir palabrotas. Curse words, swear words, bad words. Como dijo George Carlin, uno de mis cómicos favoritos, there are more ways to describe the words than actual swear words. Lewd and lascivious language. Inappropriate. All right, amigos. So yes, this person is foul-mouthed. But I think that's also part of his persona. His claim to fame, su razón por ser famoso. Well, also, he makes a mean beef Wellington. He makes a mean, hemos visto antes la palabra mean, he means business, va en serio, creo que eso se puede decir de él también, and he makes a mean, hace uno de muerte, Ahí hay un buen double trouble. You know what I mean? So he makes a mean, hace uno, mean es como, rar, que es como, como bestia, como, he makes a mean beef Wellington. I know because I tried it in one of his restaurants in London. And my wife learned a lot of English from this guy as well. And I'm proud to say he follows me on Twitter. I swear to God. All right, here he is for the first time. I think you already know who it is. I've already given you enough information, and it's not Chicote. Okay. All right, good. Because I don't know if he speaks English or not. All right, here we go. Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
Why have we got so much spaghetti going? How long does it take to cook spaghetti? No, it's that you're not cooking it properly. If there wasn't so much fucking spaghetti in there, it'd cook quicker.
Yes, chef.
Oh, for fuck's sake, look at it all.
I tried to get a clip without a curse in it. Sin palabrota, but that was impossible. It's like watching 1 minute of the movie Scarface without seeing, or I should say hearing, the word fuck. Scarface, El Precio del Poder. You call it Tony Montana, Al Pacino. It's par for the course. Ya sabéis esta expresión. Es lo que tiene. All right. Here's your Say What soundbite. I think it's evident who it is. But the important thing is, can you get everything that this person is saying? And can you sum it up in a nutshell? Otra expresión muy buena de business. Can you sum it up? Dos. Sum it up, resumir. And in a nutshell is en resumidas cuentas. Here's your Say What soundbite for the second time.
Why have we got so much spaghetti going? How long does it take to cook spaghetti? No, it's that you're not cooking it properly. If there wasn't so much fucking spaghetti in there, it'd cook quicker.
Yes, chef.
Oh, for fuck's sake, look at it all.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit.
That's right, amigos. You can pick that up along with business English and many other amazing materials over at vaughantienda.com. All right, let's take a look at some business expressions here. Some that I'm going to go over with you and some that we'll see if you got in today's pop quiz. This first one And write these down. If you do business with anybody, even if you run your own online shop, these are the ones, right? Como el ¿cuánto tiempo? How do we say that? Long time no see. How would you say te digo algo más tarde? I'll get back to you later. Okay? I'll get back to you. Esto es precioso, genial, porque engloba todo. Get back by email, by phone, it doesn't matter. Te diré algo más tarde. I'll get back to you later. Okay? I mean, all the time. First thing in the morning, a primera hora. How many times have you heard that? Tenemos reunión, hay que entregarlo a primera hora. First thing, not first hour in the morning. Another one we've looked at here, back to the drawing board. It means the idea, the approach, el enfoque falló. Hay que volver a cero y replantearlo. It's used all the time. Guys, I don't think our marketing strategy, no puedo decirlo. I don't think our marketing strategy is working. We have to go back to the drawing board. Hay que reimaginarlo. And the drawing board comes from an architect. They have a drawing board where they draw their plan. Pues este plan no va, no, esto pesa demasiado, el viento se, okay, well, we'll go back to the drawing board y reimaginamos. If you can imagine the expression, it makes it easier to remember. One that you use in Spanish, I think you say, tengo las manos atadas, no puedo hacer nada, right? I'm unable to do anything here, right? My hands are tied. Es otra expresión. Another one, it's up in the air. No se ha decidido todavía. Do you know if the meeting is tomorrow or the next day? It's still up in the air. O sea, estas son las de siempre, de toda la vida. Una que está sobreusado, pero ya lo sabéis. To think outside the box. Está bien, pero casi demasiado usado. To learn the ropes. Aprender cómo van los tiros. Por donde, pillarle el tranquillo, you say. To learn the ropes. To teach or to show the ropes es la persona que te ayuda, que te enseña. So the ropes, you can either teach them or learn them. Well, teach or show. Okay, a learning curve. How do you say that in Spanish? Anytime you start a new position, there's a learning curve. Igual, curva de aprendizaje. A veces son fáciles, ¿eh? To do something by the book. You say a pie de la letra. No desvíes. By the book. Okay, si el libro pone que lo hagas así, el manual, vamos a decir que es el libro, pues hazlo así, no vas variando. Okay? Construir algo de cero. From the ground up. We built this company. Richard Vaughn built this company from the ground up. He got it off the ground, la expresión que vimos al principio del show hoy, another one having to do with the ground. He got it off the ground a long time ago, but he built it himself with the help of his family, of course, and the support of his family from the ground up, desde cero, right? Because he means business. And when he decided that he was going to start a company, he got down to business. We've looked at this one también. Se puso manos a la obra. He got down to business, right? So once he realized he meant business, que él iba en serio, he got down to business. La conocéis de una canción. Let's get down to business. Another one we use, it's not rocket science. Vamos, tío, no es tan difícil lo que te he pedido, right? It's not rocket science. We also say it's not brain surgery, right? I've heard people say it's not rocket surgery, or it's not brain science. Mezclar las dos, ¿no? So it's not rocket science. Come on, man. Cualquiera lo puede hacer. No es ciencia de cómo lanzar un cohete al aire, right? Engineering. It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. Okay, no hay que ser cirujano de cerebros para entenderlo. Another way of saying, I'll get back to you. Let's touch base. Esta viene de béisbol. Hay muchos que vienen de béisbol, right? To touch base, comunicar. Can we touch base later today? Yeah, let's touch base. Vamos a volver, vamos a comunicarnos, okay? To touch base. Another one, to cover your bases. Pensar en todos los posibles desenlaces. I hope you covered your bases, because there's a lot of margin for error here. Yeah, I promise. I covered my bases. Pensé en todas las posibles desenlaces. I thought about all the possible outcomes. Another one, similar to back to the drawing board, back to square one. Hay que empezar de nuevo. Okay? This one I love. To bring to the table. What do you bring to the table? ¿Qué es lo que ¿Por qué es un beneficio tenerte a ti? ¿Qué ofreces tú como trabajador? Right? I bring to the table experience, I bring to the table energy, right? Cada uno tiene que saber qué contribuye, right? To bring to the table. So these are just really, really common idiomatic expressions. And now we're going to take a look at the ones in our pop quiz. You might have been familiar with some of those, and the ones, well, you're not familiar with, don't worry. You will be after today's show. Let's see, Laura. Laura's taken a stab at it. Let's see how she did. I have a feeling, I have a hunch she did well. She says, nobody likes being between a rock and a hard place. Yes. Nobody likes being between a rock and a hard place. A nadie le gusta estar entre una roca y un sitio duro. Piénsalo. Que es una roca, está diciendo lo mismo, ¿no? Una roca y otra roca, ¿no? Si es un muro, pues es igual que una roca, ¿no? Es duro y es duro, da igual como lo miras, es duro. See, again, visualize the idiomatic expression. I always do that in Spanish. Ah, mira, sujeta velas. I love it. ¿Cómo no me voy a acordar de eso? Este tío nos acompañó a la cita. Vaya sujeta velas. I mean, come on, it's great. I have a vision of a friend, you know, your friend with you. Like, you guys having a good night? Do you want some more wine? It's great. It's brilliant. Pagafantas. Right? A panty sniffer. No huele bragas. Hey, guys, don't shoot the messenger. I didn't make up these words. I just laugh at them. But I love how the language is constantly growing. Again, one of the most amazing things about English is it's alive. It's alive! Like Frankenstein? Okay, all right. Did anybody get the movie reference? I know Chris did. So great, Laura. To be between a rock and a hard place. All right, the next one. The company's balance is going to be positive this year, so we won't have to cut down on our expenses. Wow, both in one. The balance. Yep. The balance. You say saldo también, right? I remember I used to mix up el saldo de tu cuenta y tu sueldo. I used to always mix them up. El saldo es lo que tienes a final de mes, right? Your balance, your account balance. It's not the one I was looking for because the one I'm looking for engloba más cosas, okay? It encompasses, englobar is to encompass. It encompasses more things, but it's correct. I said balance, el equilibrio, perfect, okay? The company's balance is going to be positive this year, so we won't have to cut down on our expenses. Excellent job, Laura. I expect nothing less from you, superstar. Elena says, I'm between a rock and a hard place here. I don't know whether to accept the offer or not. Yes, perfect, Elena. She said, the company is trying to cut corners. Perfect. Hacer recortes, cortar esquinas. To cut corners. Excellent. Used all the time. Especialmente en el mercado ahora. Okay? So the company is trying to cut corners. También puede tener una connotación negativa también, como escatimar un poco demasiado. Right? So you'll know from the context that they're saying recortes porque toca recortes. Because how many times have you seen this? A company makes a huge profit. They lay off 1,000 employees, and then the CEO gets a bonus. Oh, okay. That sounds fair. I guess they take us for idiots, the workers. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, really? I thought the cuts, the cutting corners were when you had a bad year, not when you had a good year. How's your yacht? ¿Qué tal el yate? All right. And Elena says the balance account, mejor al revés, the account balance is negative this year. Elena, I hope that's not based on a true story. I hope in your personal finances. All right, there's Grace Valrol. She says, I'm between a rock and a hard place. I don't want to go, but they need me to go. Perfect. I'm between a rock and a hard place. The next one, he told me the balance is gonna be fantastic. Yes. I'm still looking for that other one. El balance como el resumen también. El resumen. Tenemos que irnos a las 7 de la mañana. ¿No? Es lo que dices cuando les dices una frase que resume todo. El resumen. ¿Ok? Si quitamos todo, el balance es lo que hay que hacer. Hay que salir a las 7 de la mañana ni un minuto después. ¿Ok? Es lo que viene después de dar la información clave. ¿Ok? Let's see. They're cutting back the budget. What are we going to do? All right. So we've got a couple things here. To cut down on, they're cutting down on expenses this year in that department, as Laura pointed out. Cutting back también es correcto. De hecho, usamos muchas veces. The company had major cutbacks this year. Se usa mucho como sustantivo también. Great job. Wow. Anybody else? All right. Wonderful stuff there. All right, another way to say to be between a rock and a hard place. A ver si lo sabéis. Does anybody know it? We also say, I'm between the devil and the deep blue sea. Es súper poético, yo creo. Estoy entre el demonio y el mar profundo. Like, where am I going here? Otra vez, just imagine it. You look one way, it's Satan, Satanás. And you look the other way, and it's, a choppy middle of the ocean. So I don't know what to do, man. I'm between the devil and the deep blue sea. I'm between a rock and a hard place. So there you go, my amigos. The second one I was looking for is the bottom line. Y sí, I wasn't going crazy. The Bottom Line was a comedy club in New York City when I lived there. Now, it closed in 2004. Thanks a lot, New York University. NYU kicked them out. Basically, they did this to a lot of legendary places in New York City. It was really sad. I remember this time. New York City became very Starbucks, corporate, like shit. No offense. No offense. What made New York City cool was the smaller, less touristy places. Not that there's a Starbucks on every corner. Then that's anywhere in any city in the world, and it doesn't really make it USA or anything. It just makes it, a strip mall. Como decimos, estos centros comerciales de pueblo, right? Que son como 4 tiendas juntos. So they were evicted. The comedy club called The Bottom Line. And they were talking about the bottom line es lo más importante, el resumen, but also they were talking about line like in comedy. What's my line? ¿Qué frase voy a decir? So there was a play on words there, a pun, if you will. And their landlord, casero, landlady, casera, decided to begin eviction proceedings. Eso es, bye-bye. Si no pagas estos 3 veces el alquiler, te vas. And this happened to the Robots, Save the Robots, very famous, a lot of very famous places. CBGB, seguro que habéis visto esta camiseta famoso, CBGB. That was a great place. That was an awesome New York institution. Coney Island High. Estoy hablando de sitios, places where the Sex Pistols played and stuff. And then they were like, oh, no, we're going to turn this into a high-end furniture shop. Oh, sounds good. Sounds like you're going to draw people from all over the world. Well, they know New York is going to continue to draw people. But I feel like it was less corporate back then. And this was just one of many cases like this. The bottom line. And we use that all the time. So what's the bottom line? ¿Qué es lo que me estás contando? What's the bottom line? ¿Cuál es la conclusión? The bottom line is you cannot be late for work anymore. Okay, that's the bottom line. And also, when we talk about the bottom line, it means money too. What is the most important thing in business? Keeping your clients happy? No, the bottom line. El balance, la conclusión. Money. It also means money. So, el final, ¿no? Del año, las cuentas. But A lot of times we use this, la conclusión. En resumidas cuentas, the bottom line, they need to work harder because there have been many, many cutbacks because the company cut corners. All right, well, wonderful job. I can't believe it. So many students participating. I see we've also got a lot of students participating in our Say What soundbite. There's just one problem. We have to go to a quick commercial break, my amigos. I can't believe it, but we've got, let's see, we've got Elena, Laura, Chris, and I think that's it, but we'll read their answers. They have told us the bottom line of what they heard. Right, you got when you give me the summary here, it's the bottom line. It's a guy who da 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 da. Okay, that's the bottom line. Piénsalo también. On a document, no, si es de Hacienda, from the IRS, whether it's your paycheck, tu nómina, guess what? What's the bottom line? Lo que te toca, pagar o recibir. Bueno, recibir en mi vida nunca. Lo que te toca pagar. Es la línea final del documento. O sea, no me cuentes todos los números por medio. Tell me the bottom line. A ver, visualizando, se nos viene, nos acordaremos mejor. Folks, we'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're learning. And I hope you'll stay tuned for all our amazing programs this afternoon. That's right. Jimena Holidays Test Your English, followed by the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy, my good buddies. Then you've got Jules Linares and Let's Get Random. I don't know Jules very well, but the little I know about her and the few times we've chatted, she is an amazing person. And I say the same for Ruby in Speak Up. I don't know them as well as I know the others, but they are wonderful individuals. Then you've got a guy I know well. I think you all know him really well because he's really, really wacky. It's Dave Boys and the Salad. Then you've got Kyle Miller's Drive Time, tons of challenges for your commute home. And then have a cocktail with Chris Frank on Frankly Speaking. And on the weekend, you've got the Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez, where you won't only learn English, but a little bit of wellness as well. And what's the name of this show?
You are listening to The Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio.
And it's time for Homophones.
Homophones, homophones on The Show with No Name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on The Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. Hold the phones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. Show with no name. Show with homophones. Yeah. Show with no name. That's right, amigos. It's our homophones here on the show with no name. And let's see what we've got. The first word is a French word that we use in English. That's right. It is a French word that means boy. It also means really in French, I believe. It means prometido, pretendiente, novio. Okay? But also we use it to say a boy. Okay? It's like a funny galán. Maybe it would be a way of saying que galán, no? Instead of boy. So you get it? It's an alternate way of saying boy. Oh, and you know the actor Jeff Bridges? You know the Bridges? Those actors? Well, his brother's name is this. So si sabes pronunciar el nombre de el hermano de Jeff Bridges, que también es actor, si habéis visto la película Fabulous Baker Boys, salen juntos los dos hermanos como hermanos. And if you know that actor's name, well, that's his name. So it's a name. It's actually a name that I actually like it as a name. A mí me gusta como nombre. So it's another way of saying novio, galán, chico, pero más formal. All right? And again, remember, it's a French word, but I'm looking at the American pronunciation, not the French one. I don't know if we pronounce it correctly in French. And the next word I'm looking for is something you put in your hair. My daughter puts them in her hair. Un lazo. También es un arco, if you have a violin. Okay? What else is it? Yeah, lazo o arco is the second word. Do you know the word lazo o arco? All right. I think you know it. If you think of arco iris, then you might know it. All right, amigos. First word, galán, chico. No, una forma más formal de decirlo. He conocido a tu chico, tu galán. You know, it would be a fun way to say it, ¿no? Como medio jugando. And the second word is arco o lazo. So si yo digo, su chico le compró un lazo, does the word chico, galán, sound the same as lazo? We'll take a look at that in just a moment. I've got to give you the Say What soundbite for the third time.
Why have we got so much spaghetti going? How long does it take to cook spaghetti? No, it's that you're not cooking it properly. If there wasn't so much fucking spaghetti in there, it'd cook quicker.
Yes, chef.
Oh, for fuck's sake, look at it all.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, amigos. Weekend Town. It's Vaughan Town's little cousin, and you can get more information about that or any of our amazing initiatives over at grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. Also, materials at vaughantienda.com. Don't forget to take advantage of our online course right now for $30, 30 pavos for a year. Seriously, I'm going to do the math. I'm just curious now. Let's break it down. A year. So 365 divided by 30. It's 12 cents a day. Yep. 12 cents a day. So if you get all 3 courses, 12 times 3, ya hemos superado mi. Si es 10, sin problema. 12 times 3, 36 cents a day. And you'll get all three of them because it's $30 per each one. But you can only get this special offer until November 11th. So get moving if you want to take advantage of it. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got a lot of people participating. Elena, referring to our Say What soundbite today, she says, a British celebrity chef bossing their helpless cooks around the kitchen. I think that is the bottom line. Laura says, I heard a foul-mouthed British man lashing out. Wow. To lash out. Buen vocabulario, tía. Lash out, atacar. Despilfarrar, it says here. Tirarse en contra. Descargarse en contra. Great word. I heard a foul-mouthed British man lashing out against a woman because she's cooking too much. We would, in English, es incontable, como muchas comidas, como arroz. Too much. Bueno saberlo. Especially you as an Italian, see? Too much spaghetti at a time. And it's taking her too long to cook it. Yeah, I know we're talking about the noodles, but we talk about spaghetti like rice or anything like that. So wonderful job. Wow. Great vocabulary. Foul-mouthed. We can also say potty-mouthed. Potty es de baño, del váter. Potty-mouthed. Wonderful. Great job. Chris says, as you said, a rough-spoken British man seems to be scolding. Another great word. Scolding a woman for something that has to do with some spaghetti, garlic, and an awkward issue. I didn't hear the garlic thing in there. Let's see. Well, the garlic thing, I don't know where you got from, but the rest is spot on, Chris. And it looks like we have got a winner. She got it word for word. Please give it up for Elena. All right. That's right, amigos. All right, let's see then over here. We've got our homophones. Elena's the first one to participate, and she says, I'd say they are. Not 100%, though. Not 100% sure. They have to be 100%, or else... Wait, you're confusing me here, Elena. Wait a second. So you're not 100% sure, or they're not 100% homophones? Interesting. Let's see. Laura says, shouldn't sound the same. Oh, you're saying because of the French. I don't know the French pronunciation. Je ne sais quoi. Let's see. Chris says, are not homophones, I'd say. I had to look it up because I only knew fiancé. Yeah, here we would use it more galán. Ya lo de comprometido, we don't use a lot. Laura, for me, that's why I'm telling you. In Spanish, también decís espaguetis. We say spaghetti, right? So I know. A lot of places you agree, Italians, with the Spanish as far as what's countable, what's uncountable. So yeah, you say due spaghetti. Of course, in English, like many foods, it is uncountable. All right. And I proposed, Laura, I sent you an email with a serious proposition. Don't worry, it's not an indecent proposal, I promise. Chris says, no, he didn't say garlic. Yeah, that's why I don't know where you got it from. That's why I'm asking. I don't think he said garlic, but you inferred, perhaps, that it has something to do with garlic. All right. Well, either way, folks, we're going to hear that one more time here on the show. But let's look at these words. The first word is Bo. Bo Bridges se llama. El hermano de Jeff Bridges is Bo Bridges. B-E-A-U. Bo. All right. Now I'm going to say porque es un nombre. Yo diría que se usa más como nombre que decir galán, ¿ya? Porque otra vez, cuando lo usamos, como es un poco anticuado francés, lo usamos en plan broma, right? Oh, your bow looks nice with that bow. Do they sound the same? Your bow looks really nice with that bow. Yes, they are homophones. Your beau, tu chico, tu galán, looks really nice with that bow in his hair. Well, I would think he looks ridiculous with a bow in his hair. But I want to look at that word bow because it's a really confusing word. Why? Well, let's look at it because you can either pronounce it bow or bow. So make a list here. Hazte una lista. Pon una lista que pone bow y otra lista que pone bow. ¿Ok? Pero con la pronunciación, porque todos se escriben B-O-W. Quitando ahora la primera palabra, bow, la palabra francesa, vamos a mirar solo la palabra bow. ¿Ok? So, to bow es inclinarse. O sea, ya tenemos uno para la categoría bow. I've taken my bows time after time. I don't remember the lyrics exactly. To saludar al público. Take a bow. If you meet a royal person or if you're in Asia, it's very normal to bow, hacer reverencia. Okay? To bow. También es doblegarse a ceder a alguien. Piénsalo. Why do you always bow to him or his needs? So doblegarse, right? So that's bow. Also, the bow of a ship, la proa. So as we're seeing, the word has a couple different meanings and a couple different pronunciations. So those are bow. And bow is, again, the thing that you use to play with a violin, right? Also, it's the thing you put in your hair, a decorative ribbon. So be careful. I'm more concerned. The first word is not as concerning to me as the second one. Because the second one is like wind and wind. The second one is like minute and minute. And by the way, I'll be looking at that stuff in our master class this Saturday. I've shared the link with you guys. You can join me just for being a show with no namer. I've invited you. You've got it in the group here on YouTube. Join us because we're going to have tons of fun. We're going to sing a song as we always do at the end of the class. So I hope you can make it. All right, so great job. Let's see. The first person to get it was Elena. Great job. Bow and bow. Elena says, Laura's right about the French pronunciation of bow. It is different in French. I don't doubt it for a second. I don't think any American pronounces words as a normal French person would. Right? Like we say laissez-faire, not laissez-faire. You know, I like, it's like when, you know, no offense, a French person says something in English. It's not how we say it. You know what I'm saying? So same thing. The anglicized version is not the, it's bow. So you can trust me on that. I promise. I promise, folks. All right. And I guess the French one is because they don't have the O sound. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it should be more in French. Bleh, bleh, bleh. Oh my God. Sounds like I'm going to throw up. All right, folks, it's time for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
Welcome to your Spelling Bee, folks. This is your Spelling Bee, and today we're going, Laura, we're going to Italy. That's right. So no pressure. We are off to Bella Italia, and we're going to go on a little adventure as we always do in our Spelling Bee. So is everybody ready? I am going to fly through the words on the first go. Hopefully Excuse me. Hopefully, you guys will be able to follow along. If not, you get a second go, otro intento. So let's do it. All right, everybody ready? Let's capitalize the first letter of every word. As always, the first word is GRAND space CANAL. The second one is VENETIAN space LAGOON. The third one, ST period space MARK space EVANGELIST. The fourth one is MURANO. The fifth one is the number 126 space ISLANDS. And the sixth one is 472 space BRIDGES. Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovon.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. More information about Vaughn groups, you can go to grupovon.com/cursos destacados. If what you're looking for is materials such as business English, which we looked at today by Kyle Miller, that's available at Vaughn Tienda, vaughntienda.com, or stop by in person if you're in one of these wonderful cities: Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, Zaragoza, and that's it. Parecía que iba a seguir. No, I ran out of cities. Me quedé sin ciudades. All right, well, folks, let's take a look over here. Elena is the first one to participate. Elena, I don't know what you had for breakfast, but whoa. Let's see. The first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one, should I be a stickler? Debería ser rigorista. A stickler? Well, you're missing a period there. All right, well, I'll tell you what I always do when this happens is a real simple thing. If somebody else got it complete, then that person takes the prize. But let's see how you did with the rest of them now that we've started. The next one's perfect. The next one's perfect. And the number's perfect. You're missing, I'm going to give you an applause, but you are missing a little period there. Let's see if Laura got it 100% over here. Laura, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is correct, period included. The fourth one is also correct. The fifth one and the sixth one. Yes! So congrats, Elena, Laura, Chris, Val, Rol. No surprise over there. The Holy Trinity. And the best part is you can just sit back and relax in round 2. We're going to Venice, baby. No, not Venice, California. Venice Beach. No, Venice, the real one. And we're going to go to actually in island off of Venice, Murano. Okay? I'm sure you've all heard of it. Glass making, right? Very famous for its glass making. Beautiful to watch. I've never been. I've been to Venice a few times, but I haven't made it to Murano, and I always wanted to go, but you know, like how you're just trying to do a million things, and you're like, you know what? We're just going to stay here at this happy hour and enjoy some of the, some of that part of Venice too. Aperitivi. Did I just make that? I'm sure I just made that word up. There's a name for it though. In Milan, what did they call it? When I was in Milan, they're really serious about their aperitivo. Laura, I'm sure you can guide us here. And it's not like a tapa, like in Almeria. If you're like, okay, ¿qué quieres de tapa? There, they have like a table with all kinds of cheeses and meats and things out, and you order a drink, and you can go get some of the aperitivi. I don't know. I don't know if that's the word, but I remember that it was a big thing in Milan. You know, that part of the day. I think it was like after around 7:00, and it was fun. It was great. But Murano is still on my bucket list. Have any of you been? I'm sure many of you have been to Venice. All right, let me give you these words a second time. And as always, I'll slow down. Not too much, just enough. The first one is GRAND space CANAL. The second one is VENETIAN space LAGOON. The third one is ST period space MARK space EVANGELIST. The fourth one, MURANO. The fifth one, 126. You can say 126 or 126 space ISLANDS. And the last one, 472 space BRIDGES. Hey, we were talking about Beau Bridges and Jeff Bridges. Hey, we're talking about the bridges in Venice now, in the Venetian Lagoon. Number 2 was Venetian Lagoon. Venetian es como si de algo o alguien de Venecia. Venetian. It's also a very famous hotel in Las Vegas, the Venetian. Number 1, the Grand Canal. I think that's what everybody's familiar with. That's where everybody wants to stay, right, along the Grand Canal. And number 2, St. Mark the Evangelist. This is who the famous plaza is named after. The plaza that sometimes floods. Have you seen it flooded? It's incredible. So that's St. Mark Square, named after, nombrado en honor a St. Mark the Evangelist. Folks, oh my God, we've got to go to a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with the rest of the show, so stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. It is time for the fourth and final part of today's show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. You like that echo effect? It's not an effect. It's just me fooling around, tonteando. Yeah, but honestly, what is life if you can't fool around? ¿Qué es la vida sin hacer el ganso? I don't know it, honestly. I gotta laugh every day, and if I can't find something to laugh at, I'll laugh at myself. I have no problem with that. That doesn't mean you're allowed to laugh at me. No, I'm joking. I've got thick skin. Como decimos en inglés, tengo la piel gruesa, como no me ofendo fácilmente. I think I used to have thin skin, right? Thin is el inverso. Me ofendía fácilmente. You have a word for it in Spanish, ofendidito. I love what Ricky Gervais had to say. Just because you're offended doesn't make you right. No te da la razón estar ofendido. Te hace ser un ofendido, right? So you can get unoffended quickly. Or wait for the whole world to apologize to you because they're not living up to your standards. Is that realistic? I don't think so. Well, to each his own. Cada uno lo suyo. Different strokes for different folks. Toma expresiones. Different strokes for different folks. All right, folks, we're going to kick off this part of the show with a challenge. It's today's double trouble. No. Sing it with me. Double trouble. Louder, or else it's not going to work. 1, 2, 3. Double trouble. All right, now it works. See?
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up.
3, 2, 1.
Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right. It's double trouble. All right, folks, here we go. This is going to be a really tough one because we're looking at some idiomatic expressions that you either know or you don't know. You can always look them up. This is an English class. I don't expect you to not use the resources at your fingertips. We're pretty modern here in this class. All right, estamos de acuerdo. I know you know that expression, porque lo hemos visto mil veces y se usa hablando de negocios. Se usa siempre en negocios. Estamos de acuerdo. Okay, pero es una expresión, no es do we agree. Okay? And then the second part, tienes que sobresalir. Tienes que ser interesante, único. Ooh, that's going to be the hard one there. So, estamos de acuerdo, coma, tienes que sobresalir. Tienes que ser interesante, único, diferente, destacar would be another way to say it, ¿no? Piensa que hay un montón y tú tienes que ser diferente si quieres destacar. Tienes que ser único, tienes que ser barra especial, you know, in some way. Have a certain je ne sais quoi, right? Especially if you're a beau. You know I love speaking French. Well, American French. All right, let's see what we've got over here. I've got a lot. I got to give you, that's what I have to do. Before I lose track here, pierdo la noción de qué estamos haciendo. Let me give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the fourth and final time.
Why have we got so much spaghetti going? How long does it take to cook spaghetti? No, it's that you're not cooking it properly. If there wasn't so much fucking spaghetti in there, it'd cook quicker.
Yes, chef.
Oh, for fuck's sake, look at it all.
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
That's right, Oxford Test of English and more. Just go to grupovon.com/cursos destacados. Also, make sure you're following us on social media, and you can find out about special deals such as the online course, which is at a 70% discount. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Laura says aperitivi, antipasti. Oh, yeah. You know what? The word antipasti reminds me of my grandma and the smell of basil, que tengo albahaca aquí en el jardín. And you know what, Laura, I'm curious. My grandma and her family, they were Sicilian, remember? Her family, she came from Sicily, from Santa Croce was her mom, and Messina was her dad. And this summer, I was in Sicily. Well, I didn't really step on Sicilian ground. I was on the Disney cruise. My daughter didn't want to see cathedrals. She wanted to see water slides and buffets with Mickey waffles, gofres de Mickey. And honestly, me too. I love Italy and I love sightseeing, but not in July with 1 million Americans. No offense to my people. The boat seemed more attractive, especially because more than half of the boat went sightseeing. So we were in Sicily without being in Sicily, but I had an epiphany. I mean, I had a moment there. It was incredible because everywhere we docked, cada sitio donde amarraron el barco, dock es muelle también, I took a panoramic picture. And then my mom told me, you see that right there? That old part of the harbor, esa parte antigua, your family left for the United States from there, right there, like exactly in front of your face. And I'm like, wow, my great grandma, they were kids and they left to find a better life in the United States. And here's my question, Laura. My family and a lot of the Italians I know, maybe it's the Italian American thing, they omit final letters. So my grandma would never say antipasti. She said, you're going to have some antipast. Like she wouldn't finish. And she would say, you want some mozzarella? She wouldn't say mozzarella. Like, so I don't know if that's an Italian American thing or but it's very common to hear Italians in the United States omit final syllables. And I don't know if that's an Italian thing or it's something that happened when the language kind of became Italian American. And because there are lots of people, who know Italian words, zeppoli, right? These different, because we have a lot of Italian food. In fact, most people don't call calamari squid. They call it calamari. Bueno, pronunciado a lo guiri, calamari. ¿Por qué? Porque en los restaurantes italianos se sirven calamari, breaded calamari. And we serve it with tomato sauce, con tomate frito. Yeah, that's how we serve it in the States, and a little piece of lemon usually. Is anybody getting hungry here for an antipast? Chris says, I visited Murano and Burano when I was a teenager. Oh, wow. Awesome. Laura says, me too, Chris. Il vetro di Murano è famoso in tutto il mondo. No doubt about it. Chris also says, I'm always singing the jingles with you. Even Alberto sings them. Oh, cool. Hey, it's a great way to warm up your voice to repeat all the different structures and sentences and idioms we look at. All right, let's see. Laura says, we stand on common ground. We have to stand out. Laura, that is not the one I had written down, but I'll take it. You always get points for creativity here. Remember, I studied fine arts, bellas artes. We're talking about somebody who loves creativity. I said it the other day. The opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. It's creating things. Whether that's a kid's, whether that's a new business, whether that's a painting, you're giving something life. And that's a beautiful thing. So great, I'll take it. We stand on common ground. Okay, we share common ground, right? You have to stand out, destacar. I love it, Laura. Let's see. Elena's going to take a bash. Ooh, Elena. To take a bash, take a stab at it. Another way of saying, voy a intentarlo. She says, we see eye to eye. Excelente forma de decir. Estos son frases de negocios, okay? Do we see eye to eye? Yeah, we see eye to eye. We see eye to eye. If you want to make it, you need to catch the eye of some scouts out there. I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you too. Elena, stop talking about food. One of my favorite jokes, I always do it when I go to an ice cream place or when I go to an Italian place. ¿Qué sabor quieres de helado? I'm like, tutti frutti di mare. Imagine that, an ice cream. Bueno, seguro que existe en Japón, ¿eh? Un helado con sabor a pescado. Tutti frutti di mare. And the person always looks at me like, okay, so what am I getting for you, dude? And I'm like, vainilla, por favor. It's true. It's true. All right. Crema de burrata e melanzane buonissimo. Oh, man, stop. And what about vongole? Clams. I know most of the Italian I know is food related. Is that right? Vongole? Is that clams, Laura? Am I making shit up here? I know I've seen that word associated with clams. All right. Well, the expressions I've got for you, again, excellent job. Wonderful. Okay. I said we're on the same page. Estamos de acuerdo. Estamos en, ¿no? Que es diferente que we're in the same boat. O sea, we're in the same boat, estamos en la misma situación, que puede ser, pero no es exactamente igual. We're in the same boat. Our whole department is in the same boat. Estamos en la misma situación. We're on the same page, estamos de acuerdo. Estamos en la misma página. Estamos leyendo la misma cosa a la vez. We're on the same page. You have to jump off the page. The expression to jump off the page, piénsalo así. If you jump off the page, I think of it with a resume, right? How many resumes, curriculums, does a human resources recruiter see? Thousands, maybe? Maybe thousands in a week, depending on the company. So you want to be another one, another dime a dozen, uno ordinario, or you want to jump off the page. And to jump off the page, saltas de la página. O sea, de repente, puede ser tu foto, puede ser algo que has hecho. ¡Wow! Como lo he visto en 3D, no es unidimensional. I'm just trying to give you a way to visualize it, right? You've got to jump off the page, okay? You've got to be different. You've got to be unique. You've got to stand out. It's almost like you got to be larger than life, más grande, ¿no? No puedes ser el mismo, porque entonces you're going to get lost in the sauce, as we say. So what you have to do is jump off the page. So the double word there was the word page. We're on the same page. You have to jump off the page. Tienes que ser diferente. Tienes que destacar. Let's finish up our spelling bee quickly as well. Number 3 was Saint Mark, the evangelist. Number 4, Murano. Number 5 was 126, 126, islands. Vamos a pronunciar esa palabra juntos. Vamos a decir, Irlanda e Islandia son islas. Ireland and Iceland are islands. Tú. Ireland and Iceland are islands. Okay? And it has 472 bridges. 472. Well, unless there's the Venice Film Festival, then you have Beau Bridges and Jeff Bridges. Okay, I'll stop. But only because it's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yeah, it's time for Name That Movie. Let's take a look over here. Chris says, bravo, girls. You're way good. No doubt about it. Patricio says, we stand in line. You have to stand out. Patricio, good effort. The only thing is we stand in line is hacemos cola. So it doesn't really mean that, but the second part is correct, to stand out. Acuérdate que es un verbo irregular. Yesterday, you stood out. Stand, stood. Okay? Laura says, I think it's an American thing, but it's also true that sometimes they don't pronounce the ending of words in the South. Well, that's the same in Spain, too, right? My family's from Almeria. We sound very different than the people in Madrid. Not saying it's bad, just different, right? And she says, there are so many different dialects in Italy. Well, that's the reason I wasn't taught Italian by my family. I learned a little bit in school, but I wasn't, because they spoke a dialect of Sicilian. I remember my grandfather, some of his favorite expressions when he would get angry. Fanable. Go to Naples. You know where he was from? Naples. Si lo dice él, o sea, vete al infierno. Go to Fanable. He used to say that. Yeah. And one of my favorite ones, until I realized what he was saying, because he wasn't a violent man. My grandfather was a very peaceful man. But one of his favorite, espadate. Shoot yourself. And I was like, Grandpa, what is that espadate thing you always say? And he's like, oh, espadate, disparate, like in Spanish, because he spoke Spanish. He was trilingual. Italian, well, dialect of Italian, Sicilian. He was from the Naples area, and my grandma. So we're all Southerners, Laura. Southerners, no doubt about it. Also, spaghetti alla vongole with clams. See? I knew it. I remember. My stomach never fails me. All right, let's take a look at today's Name That Movie. Here we go. Following the sudden death of his mother, a mild-mannered but anxiety-ridden man confronts his darkest fears as he embarks on an epic Kafkaesque odyssey back home. Oh, wow. That's crazy. So let's take a look then. A lot of stuff to unpack there. Following the sudden death, la muerte repentina, of his mother, a mild-mannered, now mild-mannered es como está educado, si tiene educación. He's well-mannered, tiene educación. Mild-mannered means he's weak, apacible, un poco es gentle, apacible, amable, respetable, mild, que no es bruto, vamos, mild-mannered, but anxiety-ridden. And ridden is, for example, his body was cancer-ridden. That neighborhood is crime-ridden. Okay, it means está amonestado. There's a word you use. I know, I can't. ¿Ves? No me acuerdo de todo. Cargado de atestado. That's the word. Crime-ridden. Es el verbo ride, road, ridden, pero se usa, podría ser un double trouble perfectamente. So a mild-mannered, but anxiety-ridden, okay, anxiety-ridden es a tope de, acabamos de decir, atestado de ansiedad, man confronts, se enfrenta, oye, tenemos que hablar. He confronts his darkest fears, sus miedos más oscuros, and he emprende, an epic, fácil, Kafkaesque, o sea, kafkaesco, odyssey back home, donde vuelve a casa. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chris Valrol. The name of the movie is Beau is Afraid. ¿Qué? Yep, Beau is Afraid. It's a movie that stars Joaquin Phoenix, Patti LuPone, and other actors, and Beau is Afraid. Te dije que Beau era nombre, Beau Bridges, pues aquí lo tienes en un título de película que salió en 2023. It's called Beau is Afraid. So, see, there was a reason for that Beau in there. Let's take a look at the scene. Mona says, you think a mother could even help but see through her son's blatant lies? ¿Tú crees que una madre puede evitar ver la realidad? To see through someone is to see who they really are. Through her son's blatant lies, blatant es descarado, and falsehoods and endless schemes, falsedades, falsehoods. You think this is any different from the time you gave me the exact same CD for my birthday that you gave me the year before? Me diste el mismo CD? And which you also gave your fucking high school counselor? O sea, vaya detalle. Very thoughtful. Lo diste también al que te aconseja en el instituto sobre qué hacer con tu futuro. Or when you bought me that kitchen set, ese juego de cocina, the very week after I publicly swore off cooking. We said to swear before es decir palabrotas, right? But to swear something off es decir nunca más. Hasta aquí. So I swore off, sworn. I swore off cooking. Even when you were a baby, you rejected me and refused to breastfeed, tomar la teta, while every other smug cunt The word cunt es muy feo. Es cabrón, pero también es, an ugly word. Don't use the word cunt. The British like it a lot. They overuse it, and Americans, I don't know why. There's something about that word. It offends us a lot. And smug, presumido, ingreído, smug. So while every other smug cunt on the street had happy, docile babies sucking their tits dry. Whoa. Okay, mommy issues. All right, folks, it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays here on the show with no name. Number one, this American actress was born today in 1968. They call her the Queen of the Indies. Indie meaning independent films. In the 90s, she got started with movies such as Dazed and Confused. We looked at that movie this past week. Matthew McConaughey. We listened to his debut role as Wooderson. She was also in The Party Girl, Kicking and Screaming, Clock Watchers, Personal Velocity, Broken English, Columbus, Scream 3, You've Got Mail, and many more. Blade Trinity, Superman Returns, Beau is Afraid. What? Yep. She's in the movie Beau is Afraid with Joaquin Phoenix. Number two. This person was born in 1927 today. Her real name is Clara Ann Fowler, but her stage name, her last name in her stage name is Página. And we looked at two expressions with the word página, to be on the same page and to jump off the page. Well, evidently, this woman jumped off the page, and she got famous with a lot of awesome songs, such as My Eyes Wide Open, also Tennessee Waltz, also one of my favorite ones, which is How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? ¿Cuánto cuesta ese perrito en el escaparate? And last but not least, the British chef, restaurateur, and television host and personality, the most foul-mouthed guy out there, but I love him. And he's hosted Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, the F Word. Remember, we said 4-letter words. Also, the F word is la palabra F. Do I have to explain that word to you? All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm giving you some time here, but since we're running out of time, number one, Parker Posey. Parker Posey, very talented actress. Number two, Patty Page. Hey, double P, Patty Page and Parker Posey. And last, Gordon Ramsay. And Gordon Ramsay, Chris, you got it. Parker Posey, Patty Page, and Gordon Ramsay. And this is Gordon Ramsay in today's Say What soundbite. I'm sure you all knew it already. He's like, why have you got so much spaghetti going? ¿Por qué tienes tanto espagueti cocinándose? Why have you got so much spaghetti going? And he goes, how long does it take to cook spaghetti? He goes, and then I edited where she goes, 20 minutes or so. It takes what it takes. And he goes, it's that you're not cooking it properly. Es que no lo estás cocinando correctamente. He goes, if there weren't so much fucking spaghetti in there, it would cook quicker. And then she says, yes, chef. Sí, chef. And he says, oh, fuck's sake. Por el amor de Dios. Look at it all. Mira cuánto has puesto ahí en la olla. Here he is, birthday boy, Gordon fucking Ramsay.
Why have we got so much spaghetti going? How long does it take to cook spaghetti? No, it's that you're not cooking it properly. If there wasn't so much fucking spaghetti in there, it'd cook quicker.
Yes, chef.
Oh, for fuck's sake, look at it all.
All right, wonderful job to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here today and every day. It's an absolute pleasure to spend this 2-hour period with you. Stay tuned. Jimena Holiday is up next with Test Your English. Ciao for now.